Hello, welcome back to Cinco, Paus. Last time we got a chicken upgrade, not a particularly uh, consequential chicken upgrade. And I mean, chickens in general. I guess I probably should have mentioned this. Um, Chickens in general. I mean, they're the least common enemy. I think. Maybe ghosts are just as uncommon. No, I mean with secret rooms, ghosts are pretty common. I think. I don't know. Chicken upgrades seem the least consequential. It happens very late in the Jogo. I mean, I don't know. I guess with really bad chicken upgrades, you're kind of afraid of transforming stuff into chickens, which matters. But yeah, I don't know. Certainly, like any chicken upgrade is not going to be as consequential as any frog upgrade. Pretty much. There might be some exceptions to that, but that's a general. That's something that's generally true. Um, and yeah, I was thinking about how long these videos have been. They've consistently been going over my expected my expectations. I was expecting maybe 2 hours to be typical, and I think the conclusion that I came to is that they're gonna be a lot shorter as I get the more the more my build comes together, the shorter they're gonna get. I think um I think right now, like Zona 1, like the early zonas are very slow in these videos so far, and I think like once you have a good cape, I guess I'm assuming that we get the gem upgrade and the treasure upgrade both on the cape, which is it's possible that we're not going to end up being able to get both of those. But if we do, if this is a normal run in that way, um, the Jogos should get significantly faster. Like, yeah, the cape is just so powerful that it just is the optimal thing to use in most scenarios most of the time. Uh, Once it's fully upgraded. So that I think that just makes a lot of the decision making a lot simpler, especially like early in a Jogo, which has been the slowest part of these Jogos so far, like I was saying. Um, okay, but yeah, that's something to look forward to, maybe, or I don't know, maybe you're enjoying the 3 hours of deliberating every time, and so maybe it's something to be sad about. I don't know. For me, it's something to look forward to. Okay, we've got a pillar here that's not bad. I would prefer it to maybe be here so that I could shoot it at a spaced out enemy maybe, and also check for the earthquake. We've got this. It's very sad that I didn't get that key, by the way, at the end of the last Jogo. I was really expecting to be able to net a key, and then I made a mistake, and maybe I wouldn't have been able to anyway, but I made a mistake breaking a wall here and had to just had to use everything to survive, and luckily I ended up at least getting the treasure, but didn't end up being able to get a key. But yeah, if I'd been able to get that key, then I would be able to get my fifth key here instead of my fourth, and then I'd be able to check every single wall in the whole Jogo. I mean, assuming I have time, but I'd be able to check the walls in every zona, which really matters. I think, like, if you miss out on checking the walls in zona 1, then you're kind of just always wondering for the next 4 zonas. Like, I mean, I guess also one possibility is I just don't even have a way of netting keys. Like, if I don't have a time warp or a break wall or a teleport through walls or something like that, then then the fact that I missed out on that one key last Jogo could mean that I miss out on an entire Jogo worth of checking for a secret room, which is really bad. But assuming I do have something, it's still bad. Yeah, it's just bad for the possibility of missing out on this in Zona 1, and then like strategizing around leaving time for checking for the secret room in the future zonas. Like maybe I have to like give up on better tests. Like I have to sacrifice better tests in order to like leave myself time to check all the walls, and then maybe I end up not even finding the secret room because it was in Zona 1. So yeah, that's pretty disappointing that this is only going to be my 4th key instead of my 5th, but what can you do? So one thing I'm seeing here is there's this choke point here. You know, most of the enemies are going to try to be coming to me this way. Their shortest path to me is like through here. If I go up, say I go up twice. Like if I go up twice, I'm on parity to punch one of these shrimp, and the other one has to step back. Like, you know, only one at a time is going to be able to come through this little choke point. But the lizard this lizard is going to be on me after not too long. Oh yeah, I forgot we have this now. That's nice. I didn't even... For some reason, it's never like registered to me that you can't swap to this immediately. I mean, it makes sense, but for some reason, this looked weird to me that I can't swap to this. Okay, so like what it was look like if I step up twice and then punch a shrimp. Lizard is then here. I could step down. Probably this shrimp will not be immediately on me. It's possible that shrimp is immediately on me, but most likely it'll be like here or something. I could step down and shoot a lizard on this pillar. That seems probably right to me. I'm not going to get to shoot upward at lizards. I mean, not before this lizard. I might be able to shoot upward at this lizard in a nice way eventually, but like this lizard's going to be on me in a way where I can't really nicely shoot up at him. So I'd rather shoot him at this pillar, even if it's a point blank shot that I'm not too thrilled about. I also, you know, I could also be using some of these. I guess one thing to think about with the trash can, this artifact, before it's upgraded, it could appear after the first artifact I use. So, you know, whatever. Yeah, okay. So this is interesting. Yeah. I think I definitely want to use this first. I definitely don't want to swap to one of these other artifacts. Because I really want to recharge this artifact. And if I swap to one of these and then I use it and then the trash can appears before the arm comes back into the rotation, because I think when you swap an artifact out, it just gives it a new completely random place in the ordering. So it could be that I swap to Haru-Specs, use Haru-Specs, and then I get the trash can next and I have to refresh the Haru-Specs. So I would rather use this and have to refresh this, because I definitely want to refresh this, because that will give me my 5th key in Zona 2, even if I don't have a break wall. Now, I might change my mind about this if I discover a break wall on this pillar. Then I might recharge the cape or something, or the Haru-Specs. I guess the case where I'd recharge the Haru-Specs is if I have a Dorado wand. But otherwise the cape is very good. Just does a lot of damage and helps me a lot with positioning and stuff in later zonas. And I mean, potentially now, but definitely like in later zonas it can help a lot with positioning. And also the moving the door is just super good. I guess this is a really bad spot to enter Zona 2, so I should at least consider that moving the door might be worthwhile right now. I don't know. I think I do want to do what I was originally saying, though. We have this easy backup plan. Like, if things go really sour, I can pretty easily swap to the cape and survive without much damage, without taking much damage. Okay, so yeah, the shrimp did move that way. So we're getting basically what I thought in terms of I'm going to step up, punch this shrimp, and then step back down, and there will be this lizard on me, and then this lizard will probably be here. I guess this shrimp could also be here, which would maybe be better. But either way, maybe I'm like stepping down. I don't know what I'm doing at that point. If I get two enemies on me, I might just swap to the cape and like let it instantly protect me, and just hope that I get back to this before the trash can. I'm not sure, but I think I want to take this chance of shooting this lizard here up against this pillar. Not seeing anything better. It's really interesting how there's a super high chance of pillars in Zona 1 and a like super low chance of pillars in Zona 2. Like I think that Zona 1 has the highest chance of a pillar being somewhere in the Zona, and Zona 2 might have the lowest chance. Seems to have a lot of like connected walls, but maybe Zona 3 has the lowest chance just because there's so many walls that they're like just more likely to be connected. I'm not sure. There's also a difference between most likely to have a pillar and most likely to have a pillar that you can actually shoot a wand at. Sometimes there's not space to shoot at. Is that true? Wait, I'm not imagining the actual. Anyway, this is not relevant. Let's do what I'm gonna do. What? Oh. Okay. Well, this is potentially really good, actually. So I didn't foresee this. I'm failing to foresee the weird enemy movement possibilities quite often. But yeah, this lizard was here, right? And before this lizard moved, so imagine this lizard's still back here. At that point, this lizard's shortest path to me was not only this way. If I wanted to guarantee my original plan, I could have stepped down before punching the shrimp. I'm pretty sure. Well, no, that actually would have made a chance that would have added a chance that this lizard stepped down instead of stepping up, actually. But yeah, its shortest path to me was this way, but it was also this way. It was equal distance both ways. And so since this lizard moved before this lizard, and 50-50 also just 50-50 moved before that lizard, and also 50-50 just decided to move up instead of right, we got this weird situation. And now I could take this shot at this lizard, but I think it's better to grab this. Because one, I wanted to use this anyway. Two, then when I step down, if this lizard will be on me, and then I step down, it either steps here and I get this pillar shot that I wanted, and that's also good because it blocks off this lizard and it has to go around the long way. But if it's the worst case, maybe not even the worst case, I mean, a potentially better case is it steps right, so it's above me, and I get to shoot up into this corner and test for corner treasure, because, test for wander fresh, because I can now hit the ceiling because this lock isn't here anymore, and test for corner treasure because this treasure isn't here anymore. So I think that's really good, and I guess it gets kind of scary if I get harder specs. I don't know. I think this is the right thing to start with, so let's just do that. Okay, interesting. Wow. That's really good. Okay, and I did get the cape next. So yeah, this is looking super safe, and I might want to try to use the cape in a way that moves the door to one of these spots. I want to use up the cape because I want to get back to, well, probably. I'm extra willing to use up the cape instead of like trying to save it for Zona 3 or 4 or something. I'm extra willing to use it because of what I was saying about using this to recharge the arm. There's a good chance I want to use the arm to get another key to get my 5th key as soon as possible in Zona 2. So yeah. So I'm to get to that, I have to use up this cape. So I'm willing to do that, and let's see which way it moves. Okay. So I guess if I shoot a wand here and I like teleport through, I'm just picking which wand to use here. If I shoot one and I like teleport through and then this lizard moves up, then maybe I want to like step down and shoot this wand up. So maybe I don't shoot this wand. Maybe I'm having a hard time seeing the case where I want to shoot this wand up. Definitely could want to shoot this one up. I feel like this is the least likely, so I'm going to shoot this one. Cool. And, well, I guess if I want to use my cape, I have to use it on lizard and frog, which is weird. Not exactly sure what I want to do here. I have this. This means I'm not getting any information from shooting this at a chase frog. So maybe I want to shoot this one at the lizard. I feel like a lot of new players would think, oh wow, I better shoot this at the chase frog because it's gonna kill it. But like, we don't need to kill the chase frog here probably, and it's not giving you any new information by doing that, because anything after this happens. I mean, I guess it's testing for Dorado, which maybe is so important that it maybe it's so important that it is worth shooting this at the frog anyway, instead of like but I don't know. I think you get so much more information from shooting it at a lizard here, especially if it's a good shot. I guess it depends how good the shot is. And like how good the shot on the frog would be. Like in this case, the frog is coming from a pretty awkward spot. Like this path is blocked, and like, I guess shooting it along the bottom here is not terrible, but it's not good either. Maybe I can stand here and like wait until it lines up against this pillar, and that would be pretty good. Would still be nice to find a break wall. Maybe not that nice though, because we know we can get the key in the next. Yeah, maybe I should be de-emphasizing pillar tests because we don't care that much about go through walls, break walls. We don't care as much about that as we usually do. I think maybe I'm thinking about just like stepping down and then starting to fire up. Like step down, fire up, and hope that this lizard moves up. And then like step down and hope that it moves right, and then I can keep firing up into this corner while also testing on the lizard. We could also just step left and then right and get another test on this pillar, but I think it does make sense to de-emphasize pillars like I was saying, and like this is only one treasure test on this pillar. This corner up here gives us a test for corner treasure and a test for wand refresh. And wand refresh is better than pillar treasure, generally speaking, most of the time. I guess one possibility is like using like doing what I guess no matter what I do, one possibility, no matter what I do right now, once the lizard gets on me, I could just wait to test on the second chase frog. The first chase frog I can use the cape to kill the lizard and the frog. This might require taking 1 damage to get on parity with the frog, but I can use the cape to put the door in a better position, and also and also kill the lizard, and then I can just like shoot this frog while also testing, maybe also testing for Wander Fresh and Corner Treasure, and then like whatever wands I have left, I can just kind of shoot at the chase frog down here or something. Maybe I can put the door here or here, and that way I can easily get out after like testing from here, shooting to here or something. But I don't. I think I think maybe I would rather stay at more health here. You know, this is a lot of strong spells just right here with these two wands. I think maybe I'd rather like keep my health kind of decent and get a lot of like buried treasure tests in rather than shooting at enemies a bunch. By the way, I would really like to forget this spell. This is just terrible right now. I don't think there's like some I can't think of any surprising, clever, interesting way to use this right now. It's just like when I cast this on a chicken, it can no longer freeze me, which is just that's sometimes that's a bad thing. Like sometimes I'm gonna want it to freeze me. So yeah, this is terrible. So maybe I should go ahead and shoot this from right here. And yeah, no, this seems right. Okay, so we got a forget test in there. We got a buried treasure. So we were rewarded for for not shooting this at an enemy. That's cool. Unfortunately, now we can't test other wands up in this corner as well. So I'm trying to think like, what's the best way to get like another good test in without taking damage? I don't really think. I mean, this at least tests for the side hit and pillar treasure and buried treasure, and the forget on this. But we don't really care about forgetting stuff on this anymore, since we know that this buried treasure is on this wand. We don't care very much about what else is on this wand or like putting other good stuff on this wand. In fact, forgetting this is just like increasing the chance that we get an explosion. I mean, explosion can be good with buried treasure, but it can also be annoying. I guess it's more likely to be good in the early game. Later on, we'll get into situations with the cape where like we want to use our buried treasure immediately when we enter a room, so that, I mean, this is assuming we get the refresh spell on the cape, but we'll get into situations where we want to use the buried treasure wand immediately and guarantee that it gets refreshed when we use the cape. But I guess right now it doesn't matter too much if there's an explode on this. But also just in general, if you don't care, if there's not a lot to be gained from forgetting something, you don't want to forget it, because then that's just another slot that the book could be choosing. When you pick up a book, it could choose this slot that you just don't you don't even care what's there, and you would rather that book choose a spot that you really do care about. I think I want to step down here because, I mean, stepping, again, I could fire here and that wouldn't be terrible, but I could also, I would rather test for wand refresh plus buried treasure than test for pillar treasure plus buried treasure, especially since I have a treasure spell already. The wand, we know the wand refresh is going to be very valuable. And yeah, I think I'd rather, it would be nice if I could like get here, and I would rather, I think I still would rather shoot this through an enemy. Like if this lizard ends up here, I think I would be happy about that. shooting this through him and giving up the buried treasure test, because that's a lot of potential information. That's a lot of information that we stand to gain about our offensive spells, but it's also a chance at a dupe, which would be huge right now, and would also give me an opportunity to use my cape right now without taking any damage. So that would be great. You know, if we dupe the lizard while the lizard's standing here, then the lizard we duped is going to be here on parity with me, and the new lizard is going to be here also on parity. But I mean, maybe this lizard gives us trouble and doesn't line up nicely, but hopefully we can at least get to here at some point and fire this upward. I think it's pretty likely that it lets us get around somehow. Not a great start. But yeah, I guess worst case scenario, I do just like get here. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I could just go ahead and do this, and I'm getting a wander fresh test, buried treasure test, corner bounce test, and all that's maybe good enough. But I mean, I also get like a wraparound test, which could in combination with some other things reveal more information. But I think I want to step down here. I think there's no reason not to step down here, because if the lizard steps up, then okay, it didn't step up. Do I want to spend more time dancing? I feel like it's already been a good while. But then again, like if the frog gets on us, we don't care, right? By the way, I'm wondering if I want to be over here to try to increase the chances of the frog being on good parity when it comes out. Cause like, let's say the frog is on the parity that I want. Let's say the lizard's on top of me, right? The lizard's like right next to me, and the frog comes out on the same parity as the lizard, and so the frog is also going to be right next to me, and I can use my cape without taking damage. Then that's fine no matter what. You know, if I'm over here, or if I'm like standing right here when the frog shadow appears, it's fine either way. But if it's on bad parity and I can end up standing here when the frog's shadow appears, then I can step here and block it. And then when I step down, it's 50-50 of whether the frog steps out into the arena or the lizard blocks it again. If the lizard blocks it again, it's still bad parity, but I at least gave myself a 50-50 chance of the frog coming out and fixing the parity without me taking any damage. Now maybe there's an argument to be made that I should actually wait here. I should actually keep this lizard on this, you know, off parity with me or whatever, on this bad parity with me, and keep dancing around until I see what parity the frog is on. Because if the frog, well, no, because then they might just be on different. No, that doesn't make sense. I think I am going to step up at least one more time, because if the lizard steps left here, then it's like the wraparound could be testing more things, and that could be good. Okay, so now I will step down one more time because he went that way, so one more chance for him to move up. Okay. Yeah, so now I want to get here, and if he's here, that's a lot of extra tests. But even if he's here, that's more tests. That's more guaranteed tests than we were getting any of these other ways that we've been positioned so far. But hopefully he'll step left. Okay, he didn't step left, but it's time to do the thing. Yeah. Okay, see, we got that test that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Okay, we moved the door. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe we don't want to use the cape now. We want to use the cape. We want to use the cape in the next room. We want to save the cape for helping us in the next room, helping us kill stuff to free us up for more treasure tests. We definitely want to use it in the next room. We want to plan to use it in the next room because we're gonna want to get our arm back in the next room probably. But yeah, I think it's better to use it in the next room now that this is in a nice spot. That is actually a very nice spot. I mean, it's possible that we have another move door, or maybe not. I'm not sure if I've ever seen more than one move door. I think there might only be one maximum of one move door across all wands. So I think maybe I just start stepping left here and then I guess with this spot, and I was originally thinking I might end up making it go to this spot. I might like choose to use the cape to make the door go here, but with this spot it's a little bit worse than that because I can't necessarily fire at the frog from like far away and then guaranteed get to the door. I think I might just want to use this in the top left corner and risk transforming this key. It would be pretty bad if this key got transformed, but it at least lets me test for dupe, which would be amazing. And yeah, it gets this nice up top wall corner test. And yeah, so I think I might just want to shoot that at nothing, but maybe I like walk this lizard over here and give it a 50-50 chance to get in my way there, and maybe shoot this at the lizard as well. But I don't know if the wand stops on the lizard, that's so bad in that case. I think I probably just want to punch this lizard. And then I'm probably going to end up shooting this at the frog, but maybe I can get into an arrangement where I can like I think I'm going to have to shoot this at the frog so that I can get this. I don't even think if I run to this right now, I don't think I'm going to have time to get it before the chase frog's on me because we spent so much time dancing with the lizard. But so yeah, I think I'm going to have to fire this at the chase frog to give myself time to get that. But that's fine, and maybe I can figure out a way to, maybe I can manage to shoot through the frog and up at the ceiling and into a corner. Maybe there is time. Do I try right now? I guess one possibility is like the frog does come out when. So what happens if I step 1, 2, 3 and this lizard goes here? Maybe the frog was like already there and then it steps down. And then like I step up and the frog steps this way because the lizard's like still in the way there. And then I like manage to get this and kill the lizard and get out without the frog being on me yet. And then I can, I don't know, then maybe I want to fire from here and delete potentially forget my buried treasure, which is bad. But I guess, is there a reason not to like walk up here and like see if there's time to get this? Is there even a point to doing that though? Like, I guess I'm also giving myself a chance of fixing my parity with the frog. And then like, so like let's say I have the frog on me here. like I'm here maybe, then I guess what I would want to do is um I, I don't I don't think there's much benefit to, like, I don't think I want the frog on me if unless I can get this. Unless I can get this beforehand. Like if I can get this beforehand, then I can shoot this wand up through the frog and into this corner, and that's great. I'm testing for a wand refresh test, and I'm refreshing the wand that I want to refresh. If it is wand refresh wand, but otherwise, like if I get the frog on me before I can get this, then like I haven't used this wand yet, so I don't really want to shoot this up in this corner because it's not necessarily testing for wand refresh. So I think I'm gonna bet on my sense of when the frog is coming being correct, and I'm going to start walking left. Or I guess I'll punch the lizard first. Okay. I guess there's time to like step up here. Like if I step up here, since the frog shadow still isn't there, I feel like it's gonna appear next turn. But if I step up here, I went all the way up there. I don't feel confident enough about my exact moves to, like, especially my back and forth here, I wasn't counting. So I don't feel confident enough about that to like really count and rely on that. So I'm not going to count, but I really feel like when I step up, this frog is going to appear like immediately. So I could just go over here and shoot this wand up, but also, if I step up, that's not even really bad. Like if the shadow appears immediately, then I just come back over here, do what I was going to do anyway, and then the frog's on parity with me, and then I do my thing. If the shadow doesn't appear, then maybe I step right and try to go for this. But I'm only going for this if the shadow doesn't appear in the next 2 turns, I guess. If it appears in the next 2 turns, I'm walking back over this way, and I think it's appearing in the next 2 turns, but I don't think I'm getting punished for this. I think there's plenty of time to do what I want to do. Well, I guess it's potentially problematic if the frog is like under me. If the frog ends up under me here, and then like I'm spending a lot of time walking back and forth here trying to make the frog get above me so that I can shoot through it. And then the next chase frog appears before I get back to get this. So maybe I should be prioritizing getting this early, even if I have to take a damage for it. Just looking at my artifacts to kind of get a sense of like, is this going to be hard to survive this Jogo? Do I want to take a damage to guarantee that I get this? I mean, how many steps is it? Let's say I get to here and then start walking back. Like, shadow appears here, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 7, 8, 9, and hopefully the frog will be above me at that point. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. See, that's almost already too many turns before the next chase frog appears. But I think most likely I can get this frog above me quickly enough. I'm going to step up. Okay. So it's at least giving me the opportunity to take a damage and get this thing. Oh, wow. The frog was not coming as early as I thought. Wow, there's so much time. What in the world? Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm testing in this column, and I guess the guaranteed way to get this frog above me in this column and also not delete this is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, and then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Next frog gonna be definitely coming pretty soon there. And if I have to, if there's any extra movement because of like going into the corners, to pick up any treasure that I spawn or treasure spawned from killing a frog or whatever, then I'm definitely not gonna have time to get to the exit easily. So maybe I try for the faster thing, like, walking all around this pillar to guarantee that the frog is above me. When I get down here is slow. It would be faster if I could like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just happens to be on my left there. Yeah, I think it's 50-50, right? That I can just get around it here. I think I do try for the luck based getting around the frog here rather than the guaranteed one. Worst case scenario, what's the worst case scenario? Like I end up going to the middle and shooting up at this frog, which is like not great, but also not terrible. Could also think about shooting this up through the frog as well as through that key and taking a damage. That might be worth it in that case. But let's try to get around it. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 7, 8. Interesting. 9. We did get that Dorado. I think in this case you strongly prefer to shoot this wand before picking up this book, because you want the highest possible chance of the book identifying something on the Dorado wand, and getting more spells identified manually before picking up that book increases the chances of that. Does also increase the chances of identifying something on this wand, which we wouldn't care about at all, but I think the Dorado wand is just so important. And so yeah, I think even though I might end up taking a damage from the frog for doing it this way, I think I might end up taking a damage from this frog no matter what. So I don't think I care. I think I'm going all the way over to the left, and yeah, I mean it's not even faster to get this book now versus later, I don't think. Okay. Pretty lame. But I guess this did test for dupe in most of the slots, and most likely if there's a dupe in this slot, maybe there can't be a dupe in this slot. I know there can be a transform in this slot, but maybe the game is nice enough to never give you a dupe that only works on enemies. But I know there can be like a transform here, which then like forget becomes very powerful if there's like a grab into a transform, because then you want to delete the grab as soon as possible so that you can transform treasure. Okay, but this is looking pretty good. I think I played that correctly. And let's keep it going. So we might want to try to use the harder specs here before using this wand. And I guess the guaranteed way that we get treasure from this wand is on a frog. So is by casting it on a frog. So yeah, I think we definitely want to, by the way, don't want to step left here. and pick up that key. I think we definitely want to use up this cape. And I think we're using all of our artifacts in this room. I think we are. Yeah, I think we're using the cape, and yeah, we don't need to put the door in a better spot here, but we're using the cape anyway because we got to get to our other stuff here. I guess this could have a through walls, by the way, to help us get that treasure, but we have a guaranteed way of getting the treasure here. One thing I'm thinking though is a lot of stuff has been tested for buried treasure already, right? Wasn't this? Yeah, this was tested for buried treasure. This is the only one that hasn't been tested for buried treasure. So I think I will test this for buried treasure while identifying something good. Like maybe I'll identify this. Oh, we have a door, by the way, on our wands, so it's not a big deal that not at all a big deal that we're using up our second cape, or our last cape charge, our last and only cape charge in this room. I don't know. I started saying something about how I started explaining why we're going to use all the artifacts, but we'll see it. We'll see that. I don't have to explain it. I think what I want to do here is what's looking good to me is stepping up, shooting this to the right. I don't know. It would be nice to test this for. Identify. I was thinking stepping up and shooting this to the right would test this for charge attack, which is one of the few spells that is very powerful when you in combination with buried treasure. One of the few offensive spells. I guess maybe it's the strongest offensive spell to have in combination with buried treasure, because you can pretty much always use it and get the buried treasure. Like, obviously earthquake is something you can have on the same wand as buried treasure, but it's not, you shouldn't expect to be able to use the earthquake and get the buried treasure in most rooms, I would say. Whereas the charge attack you definitely can, although maybe only at the end of the room going into the next room. But maybe it's better to get an identify, but to test for identify on this wand. But the only place I can really do that is like here. Here, so like, do I go here and shoot this one down? It does also test for heal, but it also tests for a corner bounce, which would annoy me right now. So I think, it would be good to discover a corner bounce, but it would be better to just avoid discovering it, because I'm not gonna get my buried treasure if I do that. It's gonna hit a bunch of enemies over here. So I think I want to step up, shoot this to the right to fix my parity with these two lizards, and then maybe like step down to get both. And then I'm surrounded by two lizards. I guess that's then putting the. So maybe I step right and then left or something. Because I don't want to put the door. I guess it would put the door here. Is that how it works? It could definitely put the door there, which would not be good. I think it might be 50-50 of whether it puts it there or there. This is definitely something to pay attention to during this run. How exactly it chooses where to put the door. One thing that surprised me about the door, with the door upgrade on trash can, which, as I've said before, I've tried to like quite a bit. I really thought that you would be able to, like in the somewhat niche scenario where like, this is not a real scenario, but just imagine, for the sake of simplicity, of making my example as simple as possible, imagine there's no walls in the entire room except for there's a wall here and a wall here and a lock here, and then the treasure's in there. I really thought it would be cool if you could stand right here and use the use the trash can and have it unlock and have it put the door here, because that would be the closest wall. You know, you're closer to this wall in that scenario than one of these walls or whatever. So I thought it might be cool if it ignored this lock and just put the door there and then allowed you to unlock the treasure that way. It wouldn't be super consequential because Trash Can has an unlock ability on it anyway. But it would just be neat. Like, that's such a weird thing to do, and you can do it so rarely. But yeah, I have tested that and it does not work. And maybe the reason that it doesn't work is because he didn't want it to work on Cape also, because Cape is already like so strong. But I don't know if that makes sense as a reason, because Cape has other even if that were that strong, I don't think Door would be one of the best. That wouldn't push Door over. Like, that scenario is rare enough that even though it's powerful even though the Door would be powerful in that scenario, it wouldn't make the Door more powerful than several other Cape upgrades. So like, it wouldn't even be an optimal Cape build. It wouldn't make Door part of an optimal Cape build anyway. So it wouldn't raise. I don't really think it makes Cape that much more powerful. It doesn't make Cape any more powerful in the best case, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't necessarily think that's a good reason if that was the reason to make that not work. But maybe more likely he just didn't consider that as a design decision. But anyway, so yeah, I think I'm stepping up here, shooting this to the right, and then maybe just like walking around here until this other lizard gets on me, and then caping and putting the door here. And then, I don't know, should be easy to figure out a way to use this other stuff, but I guess what I want to do is, so this has been tested on a lizard. I guess we really don't know very much about what this stuff can be, other than it's not break wall or through wall or pillar treasure. So maybe we'd like to shoot it up and refresh somehow. Wait, it doesn't matter where I put the door. I think I'm going to use this. Oh no, I've already shot this at the ceiling. So I think I want to use this on a pillar. Yeah, I shot this. I shot this like that last time. Maybe I want to shoot this at an enemy and a pillar. Not exactly sure. Am I? Yeah, I guess I would really like to. I would really like to use this, like, there's not really a way that I'm gonna like hit something with this explode without the ray touching the enemy while also being in this column to like refresh so that this wand will refresh itself and and identify something on itself. I think it is very important to test this for buried treasure and refresh and corner treasure in this room. So maybe I do this from here and like try to make it so that, I don't know, maybe this needs to be shot at an enemy. There are still a lot of enemy related things it could be. I mean, it could still be dupe. So yeah, I guess it's not bad at all. We'll shoot this through an enemy and, you know, maybe we'll like get the ghost on us up here and shoot this up at it or something. But then we want this to be, then we want this one to be used beforehand so that we are testing this one for refresh when we shoot it up in this column. I'm going to have some time before that ghost gets on me, I feel. Maybe not that much time. I don't know. This is the type of scenario where I don't feel like it helps very much to think too far ahead about enemy movement, but maybe that's just because I'm bad. This hasn't been shot at an enemy, so like I could just do that if needed. I'm thinking ahead about like, what am I going to want to haruspex on this? Which of these slots is better to haruspex? I'm not exactly sure. I mean, what are we even hoping for to get haruspexed here that's going to help us in this Jogo? Like, I guess a mirror kill or a charge attack, but like, can't we set it up so that those both get tested for anyway, and I also get out safely? Seems like I probably can. I guess earthquake. Yeah, there's enough things that it's worth haruspexing, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything better than my initial plan here, so I think I'm just gonna go with it and see where things go from there. Okay. Oh, we might get 3 lizards on us here, which would be interesting. I didn't consider that possibility. I think I want to step right no matter what. Yeah, I mean, if I get 3 lizards on me, that's totally fine. Okay. Maybe I just want to punch here. No. I think I want to shoot this wand here. This wand had most of its slots tested for dupe and refresh, and hasn't been shot at an enemy, and has been shot at the top, and has been shot into a corner, but hasn't been shot at a pillar. This just has a really high chance of killing this thing, and if it does, then I can like shoot this next at the pillar, and that's good too. And if this doesn't kill the lizard, then I punch it once, and then I have 3 lizards on me, and I can easily deal with them with my cape. I think this looks really good. Huh. Okay. Sure. So now this is guaranteed no, because this last slot, the only slot that we didn't know for sure about, since that's now been identified, we know for sure that it has no dupe and no transform. I'm pretty sure it couldn't have had a dupe anyway. I don't think the game ever puts this above dupe. Could be wrong though. But now I think what I want to do is, do I know how I want to use all these wands? This I wanted to use, maybe I wanted to use that like that actually, in case like that's maybe testing for a lizard kill up there or something. Or mirror kill. It's testing for a couple things in that slot. And I've already tested for buried treasure. I want to test this on a pillar anyway. It's testing for a snipe up there too. Testing for a sleep up there too. Yeah, I think I want to shoot this here actually. Is that right? Seems right. What? Yeah, seems right. Oh, also maybe this hasn't killed an enemy yet. I think this got identified by a book. So this is testing for Dorado. Oh wait. Yeah, no, yeah, you can have 2 Dorados. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna kill a turn with haruspexed to fix my parity for that shrimp. So yeah, I think this is all fine. Or kill a turn with that. Okay, so we're not using all of our artifacts here because we got this before haruspects. So we're gonna recharge that, and then I mean I don't know. We will, I guess we will use the haruspects anyway. Yeah. All right. Is there some reason why I wouldn't want to do this? I said I wanted to test this for buried treasure and this and all that, so yeah. Okay, this right here, this is the easy Jogo we've been the easy breezy Jogo we've been waiting for. Hope I have enough time to check all these walls. Why the good lord, man. I just was focusing all of my energy on talking and just completely forgot what I was doing. I was supposed to punch this lizard first. Okay, well, that was stupid. Wait, why did this not? Okay, my input just got eaten somehow. But that's fine. Okay, I guess we don't want to use this yet because we want to test this here. Hopefully this is not a wraparound. If this is a wraparound, I'm annoyed. But I think this is what we want to do no matter what. We don't mind. Yeah, okay, classic. We don't mind too much going down to 2 health here is what I was about to say. And, oh, I do remember where the door was originally. I failed to think about this ahead of time, but the door was originally right here. I do remember that. So we're checking the left and right walls here. And let's see if we have time to get up here first after getting this key. Probably not. Probably we're gonna have to shoot this frog right now. Yep. Has this been tested for forget? How did we shoot this last time? We shot it up. No, it hasn't been tested for forget. So I guess we try to forget this garbage right here, while also getting our treasure from this frog and also testing for heal. That seems right to me. Could also maybe like try to set it up so that we can test for earthquake. Yeah, I guess if I step down and then step left, what's the worst that can happen? Like I end up getting an earthquake test and the frog kill test and a charge attack test? Like that would be amazing. Or like the frog goes this way and I step up and I get the earthquake test. Okay, yeah, so I think I do want to go left and then down or down and then left. I don't think it matters. Okay, this is, I think, great. I'm forgetting this explode that I don't care about. Getting an earthquake test. Oh man. That is beautiful right there. Okay, testing all the walls. Trying to keep this frog on parity with us. Here's something. I don't think it matters that much right now, but you can always, if you want to guarantee that you're going to have an opportunity to step back and block the frog that is about to appear. If you don't know when it's coming, if you don't know exactly what turn it's coming on, but you want to be able to step back onto it. One thing you can, it's good to know that you can always step to the third space away from the wall. So like this is 1, 2, 3. So like I can always step to here and be guaranteed that I'll still be able to be on parity with it, because say I step to here and the shadow appears immediately, then I'm on parity with it anyway. If it doesn't appear immediately, then I can step back and the earliest it can appear is when I'll be right here and I can block it immediately. In this case, I don't think it matters because I can fix my parity with the harder specs, which I would like to use in this room anyway. But I wanna, yeah, if I don't get to use it in this room, I think that's totally fine. So I think I just, okay. Yeah, I don't think I use this horror specs here because I don't want to risk getting blocked, and this is already the second chase frog, so like could potentially be bad. Yeah, could very easily run out of time after using the horror specs there, I think. But that's fine. Things are looking good. We're expecting to maybe get a lot of treasure here. Yeah, okay. we're expecting to get a lot of treasure here. This frog has 2 chances to step down here, right? Both of which would give us an opportunity to get 4 treasure from this cast instead of 3. We're almost certainly getting 3 because we're earthquaking those guys, and maybe there's even a mirror kill here. Who knows? I don't I no longer think this is valuable to use the horror specs here at all, actually. I mean, for this room, it's not valuable. Maybe it's still more valuable than any of these other wands, actually. What other treasure spells could even possibly be here? And could forgets possibly be here? Let's think treasure spells first. Transform and dupe have been tested. Refresh. I guess this has not been tested for Dorado. This has been tested for Dorado, has been tested for Pillar Treasure, has not been tested for dupe or transform. So maybe I do that. But that seems like the most likely thing to potentially give me value here. But I can also just test it in this room for dupe and transform. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is giving me much value no matter what, but I think the first thing we're doing no matter what is stepping up. Okay. Well, unfortunately the ghost stepped that way, so we don't want to shoot this immediately because the ghost would be blocked from dropping treasure because it's standing on this key. So we want to stall for a turn, but fortunately we have an easy way of doing that. Unfortunately, this could still have a corner bounce, and that would be bad if we shot this here. So I think we kind of want to shoot this up. I guess I was thinking that shooting this up would drop this treasure in a spot that's like out of the way and is going to be annoying to have to try to get to while also checking all the walls. But this is a wall we want to check anyway, so that's totally fine. So I think there's no reason not to do that. I guess we also have another identify. I wasn't thinking about this. We have the horror specs identify and also this identify, which is there some other way we want to use this wand? I stopped thinking about the treasure possibilities once I figured out that dupe and transform could be on this. So this has been tested for buried treasure, has been tested for wand refresh, has been tested for, I guess hasn't been tested for dupe and transform either, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I guess neither of 1, 2, or 4 has been tested for dupe and transform. I guess maybe I horror specs this, and then it would definitely be more annoying to have a dupe or transform on this wand. It would be stronger on this one because I don't have to worry about exploding myself. Although maybe the wraparound lets me dupe things I wouldn't otherwise be able to dupe. Like right here, I could dupe this treasure chest and no, not the key because I have to pick up the key before I am able to dupe the treasure chest. But you know, I can dupe this treasure chest that I wouldn't be able to dupe otherwise because I have this wraparound. So this combo kind of makes a dupe both better and worse on this wand, but I think overall probably better. But anyway, I think I do this, and if it's a dupe or transform, then I'll know that I want to use this wand for the dupe and transform and not really care about the identify very much. But if it's not, then I can use the identify to see what this is before using this wand in case it's a dupe or transform. I think that's a smart plan. And this I will maybe try to test for Dorado on a chase frog or something. Or maybe I don't know. But I think we're doing this. Okay. Please have a mirror kill in the middle. That would be hilarious. Is this wall annoying me, by the way? I don't think so. Okay, no mirror kill. But you can't really complain about that, right? You can't complain about that. Okay. Yeah, I guess one thing I could do is poison. Well, I guess I kind of want to This door spot is good. I don't have any complaints about this door spot. So that doesn't matter for this. I guess I kind of want to try to kill this frog with the poison, maybe. I could also axe the frog. It's just a few possibilities left that could possibly give me treasure on these last few wands. But I want to maximize my chances of getting that treasure. So like I could step down and then Harspex. I could go ahead and get this potion. I mean, this is the only wall that I need to check that's in a corner. So maybe I should go ahead. I feel like I should go ahead and get that. And then hopefully the frog will line up for me to poison it. I guess if it doesn't, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it is off parity with me, so I might have to get into it. I might have to shuffle around with it in an awkward way a little bit. Or no, I can just Harspex to get on parity with it, and then I can poison it while reflecting a damage. Yeah, this is totally fine. I think I want to leave this in case I want to transform it, and maybe leave these 2 gems in case I want to dupe them. That seems right. And it seems easy enough to do that. So yeah, do this, step right, poison the frog. I guess yeah, it doesn't matter which way the frog moves. We can easily do that here. Oh, I don't want to get stuck necessarily though. To minimize the chances that the frog ends up to my left, I'm gonna go ahead and step right. I guess if it ends up to my left, I just like step down and fix it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm doing this as I planned. And then I am, okay, that's going to give me a charge attack here when I'm standing right here and identifying that spell, so that's really good. The frog was annoyingly to my left, but that's fine. Has this been tested for Forget? Because I now have an option of using this. In a different spot like this. Okay, this has been tested for Identify. I was standing here when I used it in Zona 1. And this this took effect almost immediately, but the Identify would have happened before that. The Identify happens at the very beginning of the cast before any of the spells that any of the spells that like check on every tile or whatever. Okay. So yeah, that's been tested for Identify, and how did I use it last? Zona. I shot it at a pillar. Oh, okay, so yeah, it hasn't been tested for Forget. So I guess I'm trying to forget this. Trying to forget this wall, this build wall, which would be great to forget actually, giving me more potential for damage stuff. Okay, no Forget, but that's fine. And yeah, we just keep moving. I don't really have much choice about where this frog is dropping this treasure, I don't think. Oh wait, it's dropping it in a great spot. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to be able to dupe this, and something here all at the same time. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, no treasure anyway. So this wand now definitely has no treasure spells on it. Okay, so if we're on parity with this chase frog, we are going to just save this, I guess. Save this charge, and if we're not, maybe we can still save the charge. If we're not on parity with the chase frog, maybe we can get an artifact before the frog is on us and use that. What artifact did we decide we are getting? What did I pick last time? I picked between the lamp and the... I think I was disappointed that I wouldn't... that I wouldn't get the lamp because it helps with artifact ordering. So I guess we're choosing between mushrooms and sixth wand. If we were choosing mushrooms, then I would be fine with using the mushrooms to fix my parity with that frog and save my charge attack here, and save this. I guess I'm not using the charge attack no matter what. Save this cast here, and get out. But I don't think we're getting the mushrooms. I think we're getting the sixth wand, because what is our build? Our build is, oh wait, I can look at it here, right? So I think sixth wand is harder to use effectively than mushrooms, especially before it's upgraded. But I think maybe the optimal way to upgrade sixth wand is like a couple of extra charges, or at least one extra charge, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I find it really hard to evaluate this. The thing about sixth wand in a cape build is that, as I've said multiple times before, you really want to get to your cape as soon as possible in Zona 1. You know, you're not going to have, I don't know. I think I've explained the reasoning for that before. So go back and watch the prereq videos. Go back and watch the previous videos if you haven't already, I guess. But you really want to get to your cape as soon as possible before enemies are on you in Zona 1. And so like a sixth wand that could potentially appear before the cape in your ordering, and especially if it has like 3 or more charges on it, that could potentially make it so that you can't get to your cape at all before you're surrounded by enemies. And that's just potentially disastrous, but it seems plausible to me that maybe it's worth taking extra charges anyway, even though there's a small chance, especially in a build like this where there's actually 4 artifacts that can appear first. Well, I guess the Haru specs being able to appear first is not increasing the chances that we get to the cape before the sixth wand. Like, it's still a 1 in 3 chance that the sixth wand appears before the cape. Where the Haru specs appears in the ordering doesn't matter. If this Haru specs were like an orb, then we could get the swap on the orb, we'd have the swap on the arm, and then there's only a 1 in 4 chance. You know, this always appears last once we upgrade it. Even even as it is right now, disregarding upgrades, it's not going to appear first. Yeah, so it's still a 1 in 4. It's still only a 1 in 4 chance that the sixth wand appears first. If this were an orb, you know. What am I trying to say? If this were an orb, it's only a 1 in 4 chance that the sixth wand appears first, and if it's not the sixth wand, then it's one of these 2 things that we could instantly swap to the cape. This being an orb, not the Haru specs that we actually have. But since we have the Haru specs, it's still a 1 in 3 chance that the sixth wand appears before the cape. And like, if the Haru specs and the sixth wand and the arm all appear before the cape, like at this point in the run, even this could appear before the cape. But what we're mostly thinking about is the long term once this is upgraded with the last. But yeah, so I think sixth wand is like maybe especially risky with this build because we can't necessarily get to cape very fast. But I think it is still better than mushrooms. I think mushrooms maybe is better if you get very lucky with the upgrades on it, but it's only I think it's like an 8 in 35 chance. It's like between 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 chance that you get the perfect upgrades. You know, if you have 4, if you have an artifact and you have 4 upgrades in mind, that you know, if you have an ideal build for that artifact, ideal set of upgrades in mind, I think it's only an 8 in 35 chance that the game gives you the opportunity to get those exact upgrades that you want. Because like, the way I think about it is like, there's four upgrades you want and there's four upgrades you don't want. So no matter which upgrade the game picks for the first choice of two upgrades, if it's a good upgrade, then there's a 4 in 7 chance that it shows you a bad upgrade alongside it, which is what you want. If it's a bad upgrade, it's also a 4 in 7 chance that it's a good upgrade alongside it that you want. Okay, so that's 4 in 7. And then the next time, with similar logic, it's 3 in 5. So 4 in 7 times 3 in 5. And then for the third one, it's 2 in 3. And then the last one is solved. Because the last one is if the first two are right, then the last one is automatically right. So I think whatever you multiply those numbers together to get to is the chance, and I'm pretty sure it's 8 in 35. So that's just not that high of a chance. Like there's already so many things that you're counting on to be good if you want like a really high scoring run. I don't love the the idea of like also counting on mushrooms to have the perfect upgrades every time. Although mushrooms with the perfect upgrades are very good. But also there's something about the sixth wand where this is all relevant right now, by the way. When I pick up these two gems, we're choosing between the mushrooms and the sixth wand. I'm just thinking about it ahead of time for some reason to decide what I'm doing with this frog. I think it makes sense for me to think about this ahead of time. Maybe not, but trust me, this matters right now. So the thing about the sixth wand that makes it arguably better than mushrooms is like, well, first of all, mushrooms, one difference is that mushrooms, you're usually spending a gem to use the mushrooms. Let's just assume the mushrooms have the optimal build. You're usually using a gem. And that kind of makes it not even that much better than cape. Like if you have the perfect cape upgrades, you can use the cape to, one charge of the cape spends 1 gem, just like the mushroom is probably going to spend 1 gem. And you can pretty often get 4 treasures from 1 cape use. Now, it is good about the mushrooms that the mushrooms don't instantly kill all the enemies, so it leaves some enemies that you can still use the cape on. So it's not spending up as many enemies as the cape spends. So yeah, it's definitely still good to have the mushrooms. You would never say no mushrooms for me, unless you're, I don't know, but the sixth wand has the advantage that it can have. I think the closer that you are to like truly optimal play, the better the sixth wand starts to look. Sorry if you can hear this background noise, by the way. I'm recording a little bit later in the day than I normally do, so there's noise outside. But the sixth one becomes a little bit better as you become better at the game, because as you become better at the game, you're hitting the treasure cap more often, which means that dupes and transforms become more valuable, because dupe and transform are the ways that you get more points when you're already hitting all the treasure caps. You transform more stuff into treasure chests, and you dupe treasure chests so that you're getting more treasure and more treasure chests for points instead of more other things. So yeah, the mushrooms aren't giving you any additional chances at dupes and transforms. So it's, if you were gonna hit all the treasure caps pretty much in the or like all but one, if you're gonna get like 9 treasures in one room and then 10 treasures in the next room and 9 treasures in the next room and 10 treasures in the next room, if that was gonna happen even without the mushrooms, then the mushrooms really didn't do anything for you. Whereas the sixth one gives you a chance at getting significantly more more Pontos in that, even in that Jogo where you're hitting all the treasure caps anyway. So for that reason, I gravitate a little bit more toward the sixth wand than mushrooms. Yeah, sixth wand also combos very well with the gem on the trash can, but I don't think the gem on the trash can is going to make sense in this build unless we end up with a swap on the cape, which we might. But I don't know. I think I gravitate toward the sixth wand. The problem really though is the ordering. Like we have fewer artifact ordering upgrades possible in our build than I would like, because we don't have the orb and we don't have the lamp. I would like to have at least one of those two in addition to the arm. So we have this pretty bad worst case scenario where we get the Harspecs, for instance, we get the Harspecs, and then we get the sixth wand, and then we get the arm, and then we get the cape. And in that case, the arm swap isn't even helping because we were going to get the cape after the arm anyway. I guess it's maybe helping because we don't necessarily want to use the arm right then. We probably especially don't want to use the arm right after in the same zona that we use the Harspecs, because the Harspecs is going to like unlock the treasure for us. So this would be kind of wasting our potential of getting an extra key. Yeah, so I think the worst case of this is pretty bad. I might go with the mushrooms just because, I mean, yeah, to be clear, the reason that the mushrooms are better for Zona 1 is because you don't mind using the mushrooms very much in Zona 1. You might prefer, I guess you prefer getting the mushrooms a little bit later so that you're hitting more enemies that are not 1 health enemies, and then they'll stay alive so that you can also cape them for more treasure. But, using the mushrooms in Zona 1 is not any worse than using the cape, and it's usually pretty easy to set up a good mushroom scenario in Zona 1. So I think the safer option here is definitely the mushrooms. Man, background noise getting pretty bad. But sorry, we'll just have to deal with it. So yeah, I don't know. I guess the question is, do I risk getting the sixth one and just go all in on identifies on it, and possibly get into some scenarios later in the run where I have to do 2 sixth wand charges and a Harspecs and swap away from the arm before I can get to the cape. This lawnmower or whatever it is really killing me. 8:30 a.m. is still too early for this loud lawnmower right outside my window. Surely we can agree on that. Anyway, so yeah, I think, if I were really pushing hard for score this run, I might play a little bit risky and take the sixth one, but I think we're taking the mushrooms. I think it's the safer. I think with my current skill level, if we're wanting to kind of almost guarantee that this has a chance at a 50, I'm trying to maximize the chances that I can actually finish this run. And I think at my current skill level, I'm not confident that I won't get screwed in Zona 1 by the sixth wand being in the rotation. So I think I am going to go with the mushrooms. And that means that I'm fine going this way and then using the mushrooms to fix my parity with this guy. Wait, I don't even need to do this. I'm going around this way. Also, I didn't even check these walls before. That was weird. I spent so long standing here talking that I forgot what I was doing, but okay. Keeping our extra charge here, keeping our charge attack, keeping our mushrooms. Super comfy. And immediately what I'm thinking is maybe I just want to step down twice, even though I'm taking 2 damage for it. Because we don't have a way of breaking this wall. And I don't have a way of like pushing my way out here. So yeah, I think I'm stepping down twice and taking 2 damage and using this. And maybe this will discover a lizard kill. That'd be cool. But or an axe could work here actually. An axe could also kill the lizard because this is going to happen before whatever's here. So that's great. And yeah, not worried about dying here. And I think I might get a chance to use my charge attack on the chicken and save another charge of this wand in case we for some reason need that. Or I guess just save this wand to put the door in a better spot. But yeah, I don't see why I would not step down twice right now. By the way, lucky that we got another Zona with 3 1 health enemies to Earthquake. Yeah, that seems very lucky. Yeah, and then I think I would like to identify that, but I'm exploding myself if I do. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I really don't see another option for getting my treasure here than doing this. And like, look, we're getting 3 treasures right now. One of them's probably a potion anyway, right? In fact, 3 of them are potions. Wait. I totally missed this. Okay. Okay. That is very significant. I should have thought about this possibility sooner after we learned that this combo can be a thing in a previous episode. So yeah, I should have thought about that sooner. But I'm not sure that it would have changed I don't think it would have changed anything that I was doing here. Certainly not in Zona 3. But here, it definitely changes what I want to do, I think. Because what I want to do is try to get the chicken to die here. And then, if it drops a good treasure, I can just step down and pick it up. And then transform this potion while also getting my buried treasure. But if it drops something garbage, then I can transform 2 things while also getting my buried treasure. But it is a little bit awkward trying to make the chicken die in that spot. I think, well, I mean, most of our wands are just kind of throwaway at this point. I guess what I'm saying is, like, I could step up and then step right and then step back left, and you might think, oh yeah, the chicken's then going to be there. But no, if I do that, the chicken will cast its spell on me instead of stepping. It will keep standing here and cast its spell on me. And then I'll have to use a wand. But maybe that's fine. Maybe I'm not using this wand any other way. I guess I would be using this wand to identify that otherwise, but that's like... What are the chances that's gonna matter to me at all? I could also, like, just go ahead and use this to grab this potion, which is totally fine. By the way, we're checking this wall and this wall for secret entrance. Yeah, I think just up, right, left, and then cast this to kill a turn and let this chicken get on me is probably right. Although then the parity is bad with the lizard. Maybe what I want to do is up, down. This chicken casts the thing on me and gets off parity, but then the lizard gets on its own, gets away from the chicken, and I just mushroom the lizard. But I'm also going to use this anyway to, like, move the door. I don't know, like, I don't mind moving the door to there at all. So why would I not just do that? I'm making this, I'm overcomplicating a situation that's, like, just not a big deal. Okay, so I think this is fine. This also tests for through walls that I don't think has been tested. Okay, this is fine. Nice. I mean, maybe it would be nicer if we just got what we wanted right off the bat, but it's nice that my setup has paid off. And at this point, maybe we kind of do want to test this for a corner bounce, by the way. I guess maybe that's what we want to try to identify. Yeah, I think there's a good way to try to identify that. Okay. But yeah, I think we do want to do this. Nice heal. The key is garbage, but it's fine. Still not any worse than a potion, really, unless I'm taking damage to the chase frog here, which I don't think I am. Yeah, don't need to check the left wall here, so I can just do this. And I think I can... Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I think I want to check this. I think I want to identify this spot in case it's a corner bounce. That will inform my decisions a lot next Jogo. Although at this point, identifying this, it's probably not going to change how I use the thing, right? Like, I'm probably using the earthquake no matter what. I can't imagine what this would be that would make me want to do something different. I think a corner bounce is more likely to help me, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. We're probably like picking up a book or two in the next zone anyway, so this probably doesn't matter very much, but I'm going to go with the corner bounce opportunity, I think. Although, should I go ahead and go up here? Should I go ahead and go up here and get this before the chase frog shows up, so that I think I am going to go ahead and go up here. Okay, I have time to do what I want to do. Right? 1 shot, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, hopefully he'll step right here. If not, I'm fine taking the damage. Okay, break wall. That might still inform my decisions. Probably not much, but that's fine. Yep, we're taking this into the next zona. Okay, we got another pretty nice setup here. I think so both of these are pretty good to upgrade early. I've already said that you want to upgrade the cape. You want to be offered cape upgrades as early as possible, but aside from that, these are pretty much the two best things that you could be offered to upgrade early on, because they both can help accelerate your build. So this upgrade on this could be the unlock, which would I mean, I guess all artifacts can give you treasure, and thus all artifacts can accelerate your build, but like the mushroom upgrades are not likely to help accelerate your build for quite a while. Like, you're probably not going to finish upgrading the mushrooms, and thus you're probably not going to get that many jackpots until pretty late, until most of this stuff is upgraded anyway. Yeah, so and yeah, upgrading this, no, that also has an unlock upgrade, but yeah, this has an unlock upgrade, and it also has a treasure, an upgrade to drop treasure. But this I think is better to upgrade, because first of all, we've already gotten one upgrade out of the way on it, and we didn't turn down something bad. We didn't turn down something good to pick this swap upgrade. We turned down something bad. So like, there are 6 upgrades remaining to choose from, 6 possible upgrades remaining for this artifact, and most of them are really good. And two of them are something that would significantly accelerate the build. There's one that doubles gems that you pick up. So if you use this to grab a gem, it will actually give you 2 gems. And there's another one that's the best thing to see right now, I'm pretty sure, would be the key, which just gives you an extra key. It just gives you a key whenever you use this. So if you're using this to break out the treasure, you're actually getting 2 keys every time. So that's just massive. One thing I don't think I've explained yet that I really want to emphasize is the importance of keys. I think even people who've been playing the game for a long time probably underestimate the importance of keys or undervalue keys. Keys are kind of just the best treasure. When you don't already have five keys, you'd in most cases rather get a key than any other treasure, because I think maybe intuitively some people think that like I'm really my main guideline for what people think is like what I thought at one point. So yeah, but so maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's easy to intuitively be like, oh yeah, a key that's like the same as a gem basically. Like you get 5 of them and then you're going to get an upgrade, but you're not just getting an upgrade, you're getting a whole extra room. And that when the treasure cap starts becoming constantly relevant, a whole extra room is really a lot. Like that's a key plus a locked treasure, which is going to give you 2 points on average. So 1 point on average from the key, 1 point every time from the key, 2 points on average from whatever the locked treasure is, and then 10 other treasures, which you can spawn in. Let's assume you're hitting the treasure cap, but you don't have any transforms or dupes. So that's another 2 points on average for those 10 treasures. So you're getting 23. The room itself is giving you 23 points. The room that you would have missed if you didn't have 5 keys. Plus you're getting in the early game artifact upgrades, which are essential and help you accelerate toward more upgrades and more points sooner. But even in the late game, you're getting 5 more points from a treasure chest. So 5 keys is basically, there's also the cost of checking all the walls to get to the secret room, which you have to take into account, I guess. But basically you can think of 5 keys as as something like 20. Let's I guess be a little bit more conservative, or I don't know what the right word is, but like let's say that you're only getting like 20 points on average from that extra zone, which I feel like is pretty realistic. You're only getting 20 points on average, but then you're getting 5 points from the treasure chest. So 5 keys is basically the same as 5 treasure chests, 25 pontos, except in the early game it's much better. And yeah, I really think it's more than 20 on average. Also, I really think it's more than 20 on average because the outlier Jogos where you can transform stuff boost things so much. And yeah, if the secret zona comes late in the Jogo, then a lot about your wands and are more likely to be able to hit the treasure cap by using your wands a lot. But if it happens earlier in the Jogo, it's also just giving you an extra use on all of your wands in the Jogo. You're now using every wand 6 times in the Jogo, which gives you so much more of a chance to identify everything and use your wands more effectively by the time you get to the later zonas. So for all those reasons, keys are amazing. Don't undervalue keys. So yeah, I think we're taking this and we're hoping for the key upgrade, but there's other good stuff it could be. Okay, this is not... These are not the better things that it could be. Da Pontos Duplos is not bad. Double points, not bad. Neither of these things is bad, but relative to the other things that this could have been, not great. This, I believe, cures you entirely, and I think Todos means all or something like that. So that checks out. But usually I don't find this super necessary. But all of the different upgrades that like, you know, so like the gem upgrade for the arm, which gives you an extra gem if you grab a gem, this, which heals you all the way if you grab a potion, and the book one, which identifies a full wand when you grab a book instead of just identifying one slot. Those are all better than you might think, because often the way you want to use the arm is just, often you're not, like when I started playing this game, I was often like trying to use the arm. I was like waiting to use it on a treasure chest so I could get the double points or whatever. So I would like keep it around for a while. But when you have a cape build and everything is kind of working around the cape, you kind of just want to use the arm whenever you can naturally get to it, which is usually whenever you are able to cycle away from the cape, while also, whenever you're able to cycle away from the cape and instantly get a couple of gems back is usually what that looks like. So you're usually going to get to the arm at a pretty random time, and then you walk into the next zona and you want to use the arm immediately so you can get back to the cape. Yeah. So usually you want to use the arm on whatever happens to be locked in that next zona, which has an equal chance of being, has a 25% chance of being a potion. So even if you wouldn't prefer to use this on a potion, you'd prefer to maybe use it on a chest and get double points maybe sometimes, or I don't know. Yeah. That makes, I guess what I'm saying is all of that makes this worse than you might think and this better than you might think. But I also don't think this is necessary for survival. Even if more health is not necessary for survival, it can be helpful. Like if you're at low health if you're kind of taking a lot of damage in a Jogo, this can get you back up to full health so that you can use the cape more. Sometimes you have to spend a health to get into a good cape setup, and then you can very quickly like that end up getting down to low health, especially if you don't have the heal upgrade on the cape, which I neglected to talk about before, but that's one of the other pretty good upgrades on the cape. But what was I saying? Yeah, but so yeah, this can oftentimes in Jogos where you're taking a decent amount of damage, it can enable you to get back up to full health so that you can cape more, or cape more aggressively, get more treasure from each cape usage. the background noise, man, really killing me. I guess I have tried noise canceling, by the way, but I think it just makes the audio quality worse the way I was trying to set it up. But maybe I should try to tweak it more and tweak it more and get it better. And usually I want to record these early in the morning anyway. That's when I normally play the game. So usually it's not an issue. No, usually there's nothing going on outside. I don't know. You don't expect too much value. I guess I'm just trying to think, do I expect more points value from those rare scenarios where this is enabling me to cape more? I mean, for this to be relevant, it basically has to be one of those somewhat rare Jogos where health is a problem in the mid to late game. I mean, it's more common in the late game for sure. But let's say maybe 1 in 4 Jogos are like that. Once your build is like mostly together, it's pretty rare for a Jogo to be like that. And then there also has to be the 1 in 4 chance that you happen to want to grab a potion. I mean, I guess there's also scenarios where like the run is a complete disaster and you have to grab a potion to get healed, but I think that's pretty rare. So like 1 in 4 Jogos, and then 1 in 4 you actually want to grab a potion. I don't know, it's something like 1 in 16 Jogos that's allowing you to get some more cape points or something. Well, it's probably more common than that it helps. But then this is giving you kind of a lot of points. I mean, again, we said the average treasure is 2 points, which the average treasure drop, so not including key in the possibilities. Because if you transform a treasure, it can turn into a key, but by default, the locked treasure is not going to be a key. So you're expecting 2 points on average. So like every Jogo, let's say we get 2 extra points every Jogo versus whatever the value of this is. Every once in a while, we get some value out of it. I mean, this is like kind of just 100 points for a full run. I mean, it's not going to be a full run at this point, but this feels like a lot. Whereas this, I just don't see myself getting like 80 plus points of value out of this. Although it could save me from dying, but that doesn't seem that likely. Let's be a little aggressive here and get this. Also, often you want to use the arm in Zona 1 when you're at full health anyway. I guess that's a good reason why this isn't very good. Oh no, you probably don't want to use the arm in Zona 1. If we get the arm first, we want to swap to the cape, because if we're using the arm, yeah, so we're using the arm pretty late in the Jogos usually. Because of all that stuff I was saying before about how you don't want to get all this other stuff before you get. You don't have to go through all your other artifacts before you get to the cape. This is actually a tough decision, and I'm curious what other people would do, or how they would think about it. But I think I've thought about it pretty thoroughly without like, you can't really math this out. Like, I would need some like some data on later Jogos, and it really depends on how the enemy upgrades go. I don't know. I guess if we're maybe we can just use this run to test it, and since we're trying to play extra safe this run anyway to try to finish it, since I'm not sure which of these is better, I'll do the one that maybe gives me more information if I pay attention to it. It gives me more information about the game so that I can get better at it for next run. And this also just is kind of a safety measure so that, like, in case the enemy upgrades end up really bad, like, you know, if there's a bunch of poison, if there's like poisons and sleeps and X's all over the place by the end of this run, then we will probably be glad that we took this. Yeah, I think maybe this is the better option for like an aggressive, you know, if the run is like world record pace, I would do this and just bet on the enemies, because, you know, I'm not gonna be able to beat my current world record with a run with bad enemies. So I might as well pick this, because if the enemies are bad enough that this is going to be better, then I'm not beating the score anyway. So I think on a world record run I'd probably pick this, but here I'm gonna pick this. I think that was well thought out and everything. So one thing we can do here is, nah, that's goofy. I was gonna say one thing we can do here is step down, step left into probably this ghost, and then try to like loop around so that we're like shooting this. Or no, sorry. Get into position here to identify this spell before we use this wand, but that's just absurd. I do think maybe we should use the mushrooms first and then use this to give ourselves a chance of identifying like a chicken kill or an axe on this with this cast. I guess the problem is if we stall, there's a chance, if we wait a turn, there's a chance that this ghost moves down onto this key, and I don't want to deal with that. And I probably want to stand here to get my charge attack into the next zona anyway, even though that's gonna give me a damage. I don't really care. I'm gonna heal the damage with this. By the way, do we have any way of getting this treasure chest? I don't think so. I guess this could maybe still have a wraparound. Have we? That was tested in Zona 1. Yeah, this can't have a wraparound, and it doesn't have a through walls. So I don't think that we can grab this chest like from here or whatever. And there's no way we're breaking this wall. I mean, this wall is very well fortified, quadruple fortified. So no shot there. It is kind of a shame that like this could have a side hit. Wait, no, I want to wait to let the frog get here anyway. Although the frog might not be getting there. Like, what if the chicken... Yeah, I want to shoot this at the frog. I was being silly. So yeah, I guess we have to step down first, even though a lot of bad things could happen with these enemies' movement. Like, the chicken could block the frog in. Or the chicken could step up and block the ghost. And the ghost like steps down there. I guess hopefully the ghost steps right, the frog steps left, and then the chicken has to go there. Not very likely, but I feel like I have to step down here. Okay. I guess we are stepping up. Hoping that the frog steps up, but worst case scenario, we just shoot this chicken. Bummer. But I think I can just shoot this chicken. Then the weird thing is this chicken treasure is going to now be in my way. I guess maybe it's better to not kill the chicken here. Like, if this chicken treasure is in the way, if I kill this chicken here, this ghost steps onto the chicken treasure, and then I don't want to cast this immediately again. Once again, I do not want to cast it immediately. I could just shoot this left to stall. It's gonna, you know, I'm gonna take my damage, and then, or I'm not gonna take my damage. I'm gonna reflect the damage, so it's fine. And then most likely the frog moves here and the ghost moves here, and then I can just get her done. I think that seems good. Got the unlucky frog moved first scenario, of course. But now, well, no, I still don't want to kill this chicken here. I guess I could do this. Why would I do that exactly? Oh, because then I'm getting a lizard kill when I do the earthquake. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward this. Like, and I don't think I'm getting the frog kill with an earthquake no matter what, because I mean, I could get the frog kill with the earthquake, but it wouldn't drop treasure because this chicken would drop its treasure right here. If I killed the chicken right now and let the frog step into its place. If I punch the chicken, then maybe I punch the chicken and then do that, but then that's blowing up this. Yeah, I think I want to do this first. Damage the lizard, because then the lizard guaranteed gets killed by my earthquake, and I'm getting my 3 treasures from the earthquake. And I'm taking 2 damage to this chicken, but it's probably fine. And then the frog will be at 1 health anyway. I don't know where this is dropping treasures, I guess. It really matters where these treasures get dropped, so that I can like dupe as many or transform as many of them as possible while also getting my buried treasure, but I don't really think I have a lot of good options here. I think I'd rather just do this. And then there is that. Yeah, this is going to be not great in terms of where the treasures drop, but what can you do? Okay. I don't want to transform anything except that potion anyway. I mean, maybe I want to transform whatever the chicken has, but too bad. Yeah, I think I just punch here. Okay, nice. Nice. Great treasures. Now I guess I'm deciding if I do want to identify this after all, since I don't necessarily want to stand here and blow myself up. I guess I could stand here and identify this and just shoot upward and not get my charge attack. Maybe that's what I'll do. Still just doesn't seem likely to me that I'm going to want to use this differently because of this. I guess maybe maybe it has a slingshot, and I often forget about the possibility of slingshot, and I guess this could have had a gem. No, it couldn't have had a gem kill on it. Never mind. Yeah, like sometimes it's good to like discover slingshot early and then like intentionally get down to low health. Okay, we're keeping this moving. This could have been an under 2 hour if I didn't have to spend so much time explaining artifacts, which, definitely wanted to do that, but it doesn't even matter what we identify. We got 2 books anyway. Okay. That's pretty garbage. And where do we want to put this door? I suppose somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's already in the middle at the bottom here. I think that's fine, right? I don't see why we would have a different preference for this door. This allows us to shoot downward to potentially heal, but I don't know. It just doesn't matter very much. We're probably getting a lot of treasure here, and it's probably pretty solved. Okay, immediately I'm thinking, is there a way to hit both of these frogs or to damage the lizard without damaging the shrimp before I use my earthquake on the frog? And I think likely this lizard is going to step up here, and I'm going to want to do this. To damage it through that wall, and then the frog will be on me here, and I'm getting a treasure drop from all of these enemies except for this frog, which is, I feel pretty confident that's as good as I'm gonna get here, and probably a couple treasures are going to be lined up in a way that I can transform them while also, although maybe I want to do this. Maybe I want to do this while breaking this wall. I don't have another way of getting the treasure out. Probably want to do that. So yeah, maybe it doesn't even matter. So I think I am just killing a turn here, maybe. Does it matter if I hurt the frog there? I don't think so. So I think I'm killing a turn by giving myself a charge attack. Is there a reason I wouldn't want a charge attack right now? I don't think so. I could also use my mushrooms. This seems fine. And then I'm going to use this to hurt the lizard. It could have moved right, by the way, but it was not likely. This to hurt the lizard, and then my earthquake. This is making a wall here in a kind of awkward spot. It's a shame that the lizard didn't move right. Oh no, this is great. This is giving me a chance to... I was thinking this would be better because it would align these two treasures, but this is better because I want to use this to break this wall while also getting my buried treasure, and that's the one spot where an enemy could have been that would have allowed me to do that. But, you know, it might not be a treasure I want to transform anyway. We'll see. I'm not seeing myself hitting both of the frogs with this, so let's just keep it going. I guess I could have also just killed the chicken in that spot, but look, we got something that we do want to transform there. Okay, I don't want to pick up this key. Yeah, I don't want to pick up this key. I was very close to stepping right there. I think I can step right and then like use my grab. It doesn't really matter how I'm using this stuff at this point. This chicken's gonna cast on me, but then I'm gonna use one of my 1 billion charges on this one to just kill it. Oh, that was a 5th gem, wasn't it? Okay. So yeah, the last upgrade for this is very good. But it's not that good before your other artifacts are upgraded a lot. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the build. Like, I love that this video is going to end up being super long anyway, just because there's so much artifact. There have been so many build decisions in this in this episode. Yeah, the later parts of the run, the later Jogos will definitely be shorter videos because no build stuff to explain. So yeah, again, I'm almost definitely getting something here that is accelerating my build, possibly quite a bit if I get the key, which 50-50 chance I get offered the key here. This, it could give me an unlock, which is accelerating my build, but and it could give me last, which does help right now. It's ensuring that it appears after the arm. Right now, the arm doesn't necessarily appear before this, but most of the time it does, because this never appears first. So it's more likely that in most cases the arm will appear before this, even without the last upgrade. So it's like this is giving me an unlock, and then in some Jogos it's also giving me another use on this. I don't know. I guess it's bad if I don't get the last upgrade. The more upgrades I get on other stuff, the more important it becomes to get the last upgrade on this to ensure that I can use this on whatever I want. But right now, it feels like I would rather have that key thing on this or whatever to accelerate my build. But like, in all likelihood, we're not getting offered last here. And while that might sound like a reason not to choose this right now, it's maybe a reason to choose it because, like, we might have to upgrade this multiple times before we get the last upgrade on it, and by the time even if we pick this to upgrade every time, we might really be wanting that last upgrade by the time we can get it. But I don't know this. I don't. So yeah, I don't really exactly know how to value this. That's my basic thinking on the issue. But this just feels better to me. I think it's pretty unlikely that this appears before the arm. So like right now, this just feels a lot better. So I'm gonna go with it. But yeah, not really sure. Okay. Unfortunate that we did not get the key, but this is also very good. And yeah, we'll get the key next. It's nice that we get both the key and the gem. I think those were the two better ones of the four that were remaining. I can't remember what the last one is, but yeah, I think it's good that this was not offered alongside the key, because then we would have had to choose between the two better ones. So yeah, I think we like this one more. It accelerates our build quite a bit. I mean, this is better for survival in the long run, but not by enough that it outweighs this. This is just, well, maybe it's not even better for survival, because more gems is getting you more. If you really need to survive, then gems is letting you use the cape more, or collecting a fifth gem and getting a potion or books from that. So yeah, this is good lord with the background noise. Yeah, so I think that's kind of a no-brainer. And then I think I'm fine doing this. It's putting the door in a decent spot. I guess we decided that we wanted the door at the top early. That is just so insanely loud. It is unbelievable. That's not even in my yard. That's in my neighbor's yard. That's just like right outside this window. Okay. Yeah, but we have another charge for this, so we'll move the door up here to be in a better spot to enter Zona 1 next time and shoot at enemies that are above us. Okay, I think we're doing this. And then maybe just like using this on the frog, I don't know. No reason not to do this, I think. And yeah, we should be golden. We're exiting at the top here, so we can go ahead and grab all these. And I don't think it matters. I guess we're more likely to want to shoot right than shoot left, because shooting right gives us possibility of a charge attack. Shooting left gives the possibility of getting stuck. So I think maybe this is the best spot, or at least better than this for the early game. Like, maximum probability that we're like shooting up, because shooting upward at the enemies, and better probability of shooting right than shooting left. This seems like maybe the best door spot for entering Zona 1. Not sure. I love how much nuance there is to the door placement though. Like, it's different it's different for every zona, and it's like different in the early game versus late game. Definitely different depending on whether you have earthquake or not, stuff like that. Okay, well, this was a really good early game. I'm still considering this early game because we don't have our cape upgraded yet. So yeah, 64. When we're not even prioritizing chests, 64 is a very solid, very good early game score, which should not be surprising because we have this really powerful Dorado wand and this transform plus buried treasure wand. But yeah, don't think there's anything else to say about this one. Our build is coming together nicely enough. It's not going to be the greatest build of all time, but as long as we get the combo that we want on the cape, the two upgrades that we really want on the cape, then we'll be happy enough. I mean, I won't be sad if we don't get it. It'll make the run more challenging though, and less accurate to a regular run, I guess. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry about the background noise again. See you next time.